So, doing a drain and fill on the transmission of this 2016 Silverado work truck. Went through the fill line up top with a siphon hose and sucked a gallon out down to the filter. Now we're moving these bolts out of the pan and going to get what's out of there. We've already broke them loose with a 10 millimeter. The transmission started chattering. I checked the temperature and it was at 221 degrees. Should be below 185 at all times. So we're going to change out the burnt transmission fluid, and if we have to, we'll do the filter. But I'd like to get this to come down far enough where I can get my siphon hose in there and suck it out. I'll have to remove it completely. I've never done one of these before, so it's my first time. I thought I broke all the bolts loose already, but I guess I left a couple. And now I understand why everybody has power drivers, power tools. Because this is aggravating with a ratchet and a 10 millimeter socket. Okay, that one's loose. I'm sure this is boring. I'm not got to the fun part yet. A2 through 3? Okay, there you go. Yeah, come on out. I broke these loose, but I guess not. There's barely any torque on them at all, maybe 8 foot-pounds, I don't know. Yeah, I should get some damn power tools. A little half-inch 10 millimeter power driver would be killer right now. What'll surprise me is if I get this off and it's empty, because I didn't feel like I went to the bottom of the pan with the suction hose, but I don't see any leaking out right now. Alright, first bolt has come out. One of 20, 18, hell, a few, enough. Just get this in here. Oh hell, it's high there too. So, there will be no way to get just a corner of it down. You have to take all the bolts out. You don't want to bend it, I'm sure. Safe thing would be just pour a gallon in the top and let it rock. But here I am with it half empty. I'd like to do it completely. I'm going to do it. I brought you all along for a company. To be continued. Get most of the bolts out now. While I'm remembering it though, this thing, can you see that? Sitting on. Now this thing, that is a transmission thermostat, and it would only kick on once the temperature get up to 190. Well, that's like terrible. So I flipped the pill inside, as they call it, so that it would stay open. It had been running about 165 to 170 like that until this fluid burned up, which we're changing now. Got most of the bolts out of the pan, and I have a feeling that this pan's going to be empty. And this is all for naught. But if I'm wrong, there's going to be 4 quarts of nasty, hot, burnt transmission fluid going to go everywhere if I can't control that pan coming down with my blowed out shoulder. Okay, I have no bolts. One here. When it falls, it's just going to gush and go everywhere, I imagine. My pan down here ready. So I've got one there. This one here. One thing about a Chevrolet, you can work on it. They're big enough for American-sized people to get in up under it. But I'm nursing these rotator cuffs, especially this right one. And all of this is just extremely painful. That's why I siphoned out through the top. I was just going to do that and leave this alone. But the condition of that gallon of fluid that came out was awful. I don't want to mix it with 4 quarts of new and think that's going to be okay. Especially if it just keeps chattering and burning up the fluid. Okay. My boy said you need to take a 2x4 and pry this exhaust pipe out of the way so you can get the pan down completely. Oh man. Well, we will at least have access to the filter. We might as well take a trip to the zone and get one. We've gone this far. Okay, I think that's the last. Okay, 3. Okay, so we're all out down there. Well, hell, last 3 bolts right there is this corner. Now, ideally, in my mind, I'd like to just drop the corner of this pan. Oh, God, there it goes, here it goes, here it goes, okay. Okay, had a little spillage, nothing in the armpit. Get ready to move the pan over here. There comes some fluid, yay. Alright, there we go. Getting some old black nasty out of there. Yeah, the exhaust pipe is exactly in the way. They could have came up 2 inches closer to the frame with it and gave you plenty of room to work down here. I'll take these last 2 bolts. see the damn thing. Yep. That broke loose. There we go. So I bolt to break loose. Oh. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's dripping out of that far end. There she goes dropping. It's dropping. So that's saying that pan is full, huh? Is that what we're getting at? Last two, oh, they're about to fall out. What's going to happen then? Yeah, see, I would rather avoid that. So if I can take my idyllic, where's the other half? Pause memento. Okay, here comes the plan. A handy dandy little siphon pump. Let's stick the draw end. We'll stick the drain end down into the hole of the drain pan here. And the draw end, we're going to stick right in the top here, between the gasket and the transmission pan. There's a bunch. Now we'll see if we can siphon that shit out of there by just pumping this little doohickey here. Oh yeah. Yep. That works nicely. Look at that. I'll try to do it with one hand, but that's the way we do it. So I was right. I was only going down from the top and hitting the top of the filter. Oh, that's underneath it. This is the pan. No sense in mixing good, but it's terrible. Okay, so I'm going to stick the hose down in there. You won't be able to see it anymore, but get down in there more. Okay, so maybe I'm not hitting any fluid. Oh, I'm right here at the edge. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Get that from under my arm. Get it in there as it's supposed to be. Okay. Oh yeah, there it goes. Yeah, that's lots of fluid in there. Nice warm burnt training fluid. I guess this is a good exercise for rotator cuff. Okay, get air. Keep going, homie. Ooh. monkey hose out of the pan. That's gross. Get you back in there. Air pressure squirted out, I guess. Air. That should be the okay. Well, I think I could safely take that pan off now and not make a giant freaking mess everywhere. That feels like about 2 or 3 quarts that came out of it. Alright. Leave this here for just a second to get that last bolt out. I'm not trying to deal with that pump right now, but that's a handy little thing. Okay, last bolt. Yeah, rotator cuff, man, is nothing to joke about. You feel any pain in your shoulders when you're doing something, stop, readjust. Tuck your elbows in closer to your body. Because that shit, it's like tendonitis in your elbow, but it's up in your shoulder. Okay, what are we gonna do here? Shit, there's one more. Shit. I need to rest a second. And this little blue tablecloth for 98 cents at Priceless IGA. There's a dandy little item for there you are. That's the last bolt. Ta-da! So what are we going to do now? We're going to drop it backwards and hope it goes right in the pan? Like I said, I've never done this before, so I don't know. Come in, my little connection. Can you still see? Okay, you can't see nothing but me. Well, I'm holding on to this pan and getting ready to try to drop it, I guess. God damn it, is there another fucking bolt? Jesus, I thought I got them all. What am I taking this off for now? Ta-da! Finito. Come back down here. Well, that'll be do. And that's the filter then, I guess, yeah? Well, and the gasket. Can we see this? Transmission. car. We got it off. There's the pan. I'm gonna change out. I guess we'll go get us a gasket and a filter. Lazy me would just put them back on and hammer down. I think it's only 30 bucks though, so it's probably worth it to change this little plastic filter out in that gasket. Or not. Yeah, we better. We just better, I bet. I'll have to look up how to take the filter off now. I didn't plan on going this far with it. That's what happens though. Should have done this earlier. Alright, there we go. We're going to go look up how to take this filter off, how to change it, and get a gasket and put it back together. And it's called a drain and fill for your transmission fluid. It starts chattering and hesitating, and the temperature gets too hot. Transmission flush is not recommended for this engine and transmission. Well, that's it. See you next time.